Sorry about that, guys. We're gonna get this back under wrap. Well, back underway. While Baby Dan, aka Ninja, gets the lobby back up and running. So do apologise for any delays. It's just the stream decided, well, the lobby decided it didn't want to work. So, right, we are back up to 18. So let's give everybody, well, the remaining two an invite, shall we? And it is just Lars that we're waiting on. So he should be in ASAP, hopefully. Right, that's it. Everybody is in. Hopefully that is the final bit of. There we go. Alright. So I'm now back to spectating, just waiting on Russ to pick his car, and then we will be underway. So if nobody's ever seen this before, oh, Captain Hindsight needs to join. Alright, and away we go to the races for the second time this evening. Alright, hopefully we don't see any more lobby glitches or anything like that, because they are extremely frustrating on our behalf and everybody else's behalf at the same time. Those watching along at home, it's not fair on you, it's not fair on me, not fair on the guys that want to race. Evening Ginge, it's just me. At the moment, no Gainful, who has said he might be around to join me at some point this evening. So there might just be a random voice that appears during the stream, which will be Gainful. If not, then you just got to get used to me as per usual. As Captain Heinz has just said, even the game crashes when it comes to Baku. In fairness, Cammy, last season only 5 finished because I had rear wing damage from lap 1, so I physically couldn't turn. I don't know what Ginger's issue was. I think he just ran out of talent. Other people just pushing a little bit too hard. Other people just genuinely not having that much luck. So, yeah. I think you were the only car that crashed in the dry last season, Ginge. As I say, that Ashak just come out the pits and almost gone straight on it at turn 2. Did that actually cost him an M plate? I'm trying to get a better look at his car. There we go. Seems to have gotten away with it just about. So we've got a Williams just up the road. Sorry. Who's the Williams? Ninja straight out. Okay, so Ninja, on and out that as he comes through the very fast final couple of corners. Obviously first man out on the track, so we may as well just ride on board with him for the first lap of quality. Ooh. Gotta commit to a gear through there, baby Dan. Otherwise, you're just gonna lose a whole heap of time. The trick here is to get as close to that apex wall as possible without actually clipping it, and then drift out the exit wall on the other side of the track. Again, without clipping it on the exit. Super technical, super tight track, Baku. Anybody that doesn't like it is lying to themselves, especially how can you hate this sector. It's just sheer bravery, so dip it in. A little bit slow on the accelerator to pick it up through the middle part of the castle, but to start with, just as a banker lap, it's not terrible. It will do. Just one more heavy braking zone to go. Really one more place to lose a front wheel. As a Schick is actually out already, so he has retired from the session, obviously with a quali ban, so nice to see he was actually here for the rules. And this looks like it's going to be a 142.3 I'm going with. 42, oh, I was just over 2 tenths out. It looks like there's a lot of cars in a very similar portion of the track as Gexy's just on 41.3, 41.4, sorry. Ronan taking an unorthodox route to the line. Let's Lars and Cole go. So Cammy and New Alpha Calorie. Let's see what everybody's least favourite Scott and Ginger's up to, shall we? Purple's the middle sector, gives the penultimate corner a wide berth. Love fuel mode. .42 flat. Bad using a set of mediums in Q1. An interesting one. Looks like Nerfback's just tiptoeing around trying to find his way through the track. Taki actually on full send for Taki there. .4, so 3 seconds between T1 and T9 at the moment. Nerfback's still taking it easy. Yanni the first man into the 40s, so we're getting there. Paranoid still in the pits, Lockman's just exiting, Russ still in the pits with him, Scotty on his out that. I will say I've got a lot of praise for Scott today, racing while just recovering from surgery, so fair play to him. Lots of recovery when racing is more important. This is one of those tracks you do not want any sort of traffic on your flying lap. You just want a clear run through every single sector. As Wickham's saying that his power's cut out. Still want to know what these yellow dots on the rear wing are for, but so Scotty's just starting his flyer, so let's see what he's got. Hopefully he got those tyres up to 10 on his outlet. Lockman's just retired. Where was that? Was that the castle? Because that will be its first victim of the night. That takes a great line, 2 times 3 or 4. 5. Yeah, it was 10-3. So 6, 10 minutes to turn 5, and then perfect for first section. If he can maintain this pace throughout the rest of the lap, this would be decent for Scott. He runs a little bit deep into there. Can we get an official tier list of Scotsman for CDR? I actually think there's only a handful of you, like at most like a dozen. So Scott is perfect for final sector too. So he either sandbagged the practice session earlier, or everybody else is finding their feet, because this looks like it could actually be a decent lap. I'm not saying it's top 3, but it could well be top 5. Final sector letting down. How do you perfect 2 sectors and then finish almost a second down? Nerfback. Ooh. Not looking entirely comfortable with the castle section there, Nerfback. With Teddy going on the final corner, Harry not too far behind, so the Irish enabled. 42.3. Where's Harry gonna go? Harry running low wings only does a 43.6. So even Harry's not fully confident. Nerf back will be next. Nerf pack tips Harry. As Captain Hindsight is in that one as well. Cammy's just realised he's still not changed his flag. Fair play to Hindsight there, getting out of the way. I'm not sure who he's getting out of the way of. I think it was Ninja. Takes a lot of curb into turn 2, that's going to hurt his lap time. Ooh, just grabbed a little bit too much speed into turn 3. The Scots are just arguing amongst themselves what's new. Now this is the point of where you need to fully commit. A blip of the accelerator as you go through the castle is enough just to lift off as you come over the top of the crest and turn in. But it does take a lot of courage and a lot of commitment to your lap. So, see what Ninja puzzles the middle. So this could actually be an improvement on his lap time. So again, you're not entirely safe in P7 at the moment, as you've got an angry Welshman on your tail. Looks a little bit quicker at this point in the lap compared to the last time round. He puts himself up into P5, beats Lars in the process, and only puts himself just over a tenth behind Scotty. Just hope he didn't burn for another set of softs to do that lap. Fab is currently off on his lap time, but not by a great deal from section 1. Or section, oh, lost half a second from section 2 there. Ooh, ow, no. Lazy boy in the Alpha Romeo tonight, up the half or the quarter of a second through sector 1. Beautiful through the castle, that's exactly how you could do it, just a little bit quicker. Whoever is in the McLaren, get out of the way. I think that's Hindsight, who was also on a lap. That's unfortunate for both of them. Ooh, Hindsight, that is a barrier. Gexes has retired, so he is crashed at what is turn 2. So he's gone straight on. Trying to find the car that is just, yeah, ooh. What? Apparently Keanu's opted to retire from the session, thinking he's safe. Yeah, I'd say he is. I'd say really the only people that are properly safe are those 42 flat or lower. So Ginge Kami, Lars, Ninja, Scotty, Ron, and Gianni, I'd say probably the only ones safe. And watch Paranoid copy. Yeah, oh, that's a great lap from Paranoid. Hindsight's trundling out the pits. Does Hindsight have enough time to actually get out and get a lap in? Harry is very much in rank in the drop zone at the moment. So at the moment they need to beat the 43.6 of Nerf Pack to progress. Or the 43.4 of Saki. So either one and they should be safe. Looking at the guys we've got yet to set lap times, with Harry being fairly quick over one lap. Hindsight showed glimpses of brilliance from what we've seen so far this season, so it could be that we see a surprise drive on pole. Harry 1.3 off on his lap, so this is a great lap from Harry, so looking at getting himself into the 42. As I said, it's one of those laps where you don't want any traffic, you don't want to be running into anybody along the way, you just want to get out. Get your lap out lap in, don't mind a little bit of traffic on that. Harry puts himself off into P3 with 2.3 seconds off his lap. Ginger snuck into second. Nerf Pack coming through the castle, whereas Hindsight sector 1, so Nerf Pack currently 6 tenths up through sector 1 a lot, or sector 1 has he had a decent run through middle sector, which is recorded, and it's so awkward to actually get right. 1.1 up on his time, so this is looking at putting him for 42. So 42.5 will put him to 12. Not a bad run from Nerf Pack, but especially if he's got a clear run to the line and increase on that lap time a little bit. .42.2 tracking time from Nerf Pack there. So it's just all down to Hindsight. He's just got to beat that 42.9 of Matey Boy now. A little bit of understeer through the beginning of sector 3. Avoids the curb through the S's. Very easy to unsettle the car and end up doing a barrier on the exit of one of these. So how is he going to play it? I don't think he's going to have enough. No, only puts himself into P16. So early pace setters are Kiani, Ginge and Harry. Then Bab, Paranoid, Ronan, Scotty, Ninja. Again, another solid qualifying performance from him so far. Lars, Mr. Captain America over here with Cammy. Teddy, Ross, Nerf Pack is doing a cracking job coming in as a late reserve. Matey Boy, Gexy, Captain Hindsight going in at P16, Saki in P17, Ashik in P18 with his quali ban, Wiccan in P19 and Lockman both neither set in a lap time. It's honestly, it's Baku, so track position is vital just to get off the grid. And speak of the devil, Mr. Gameful has just appeared.
Good evening, everybody.
There you go. There's your invite, bud.
Our night, for those in the UK.
This is an interesting one. Teddy, Henke, and Ginge have both gone out on mediums in Q2.
Intentional?
Pardon?
Was that intentional?
Yeah. I'd presume so, as Teddy did a run in Q1 on them, I believe, and I think he's just trying to save as many sets of softs as possible.
Ah. Seems like I can't get on the game. This is interesting. Let me restart the game and be back shortly.
Okay, I'll send you another invite shortly once you've reset your game. I'm just trying to find who is actually first up on the track map. It seems like everybody's on his outlap. I'd say Scott is the first man to come across the line. So yeah, it does look that way. See when these things over. Yep, bang on time. Right, so clock's running. 13 minutes, well just under 13 minutes of quality 2 remaining. Let's get it. So, there's a few things about Baku that are difficult to not difficult to understand, but when you're actually in the heat of qualifying or racing, that you just tend to forget. The barriers are a lot closer at every single corner than you actually give them credit for. So just give them a little bit of respect, and they won't bite you if you try and just graze them on your way through. Especially here, like the castle section, possibly the most awkward set of corners on any track around the world. And it's just a beautiful sight to behold when somebody does actually fly through it, and there's no questions about their commitment through that sequence of corners. The Scott comes down the hill towards turn 15 or 16, I think it is. I don't know how many corners it's Baku. So let's see what he's got here. Anybody watching along at home, nobody's really told us the weather. Is it just going to be completely dry, or is there rain expected somewhere? It looks relatively dark, not 42.3 from Scott. That's, I'm going to guess that's a scrub set of softs that he's used. As Teddy just starts to cross the line. Does a 41.9 outside medium, so, and then Fab comes across the line and does 42.5. So there is no way a set of mediums could be 4 tenths quicker than a set of softs. As Ross does 41.5. Ninja, where's he gonna end up? 41.7 as Kiani does a 40.7 just behind him. Teddy's just jumping all over the curbs. Got his half second down, so don't push it through there. Bad coming through the end of sector 1. As he heads down towards the start of the castle section. Like, just look at this. I give Herman Tilke a lot of abuse. I tend to not like Herman Tilke tracks, but the fact that he had the brilliant idea to design the castle section, looked at it and gone, yeah, you can fit an F1 car through that.
And that sounds like you're talking about the track designer for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Yes, I was actually giving Herman Tilke some praise instead of just abusing him for once.
Yeah, it's a really, really interesting track.
Yeah, I was saying the fact that they looked at the castle section and went, we can fit an F1 car through there,
Barely,
and went with it.
but enough
Like,
to get racing.
yeah. If I could go to any F1 race that I'm paying for, let's add in there, I would go to Baku.
Ah, interesting. Mine would probably be Spa,
Uh,
Rouge,
the,
or Radion.
yeah, I would love to go to Spa, but there's just something about Baku for me. Like my favorite, like you've been to Montreal, you know on how epic Montreal is in real life. Hands
Yeah,
down, one of
for
my
sure.
favorite races on any F1 game. But real life, the chances of it getting rained out and you sat in the rain for hours on end, very high. Baku in the middle of July, on the other hand, mid 30s, and I come back with a nice tan.
True, true. There's facts there for sure.
So it's either that or Hungaroring. I'd love to go to Hungary, the Grand Prix too.
That's another nice track.
Ironically,
Currently
also
we
on our
have
calendar this season.
currently Face Gianni's back at it. I think he's doing pretty well in the last uh,
Yes,
career around Austria as well.
the Bazzi's guys took P1 and P2 last week. They locked out
Right.
the front row.
Yeah, awesome. So Face Gianni's about 6 times on top of Parnell right now. So that's a
Oh,
pretty.
as Lars has just dropped it coming out of
Is
the
there any
beginning of sector.
relation between Face Lars and Face Gianni?
I think they're just friends, if I'm being honest.
Okay, I think they
Um,
both did pretty well actually in the last qualifying. They're pretty fast.
yeah, fully. They also had decent sprint races.
Yeah.
So the two to keep. So we did a little vote. Well, by we, I mean one of our admins under the name of Teabag did a vote for the drivers, like on who they thought would be like drivers champion, stuff like that.
Hmm?
And surprisingly, nobody voted for Kiani, even though Kiani arguably had the strongest end season 5 out of any tier 2 driver.
Oh wow.
He found his foot in the league and started to like pull out a string of like consecutive top like 6 results.
Wow.
Um,
And you have Weatherman Harry about to complete a lap, so slightly competitive, and he goes fourth with a 141.6.
yeah, I know, right. So Baku is a track that I love racing at, but I'm not particularly quick at. And the lap times I was doing in quality practice earlier were in and around what Kiani's done now.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty quick time there already.
Yeah, it would
Even
be
though
enough to see me significantly high up in tier 2. But I know these guys have got another maybe 2, 3 tenths, maybe up to half a second in it somewhere.
yeah, definitely. No one is getting close to Cristiano yet. So like yeah, he's in the partner. And that's a rapid time. I mean, there's no sense in comparing um, the times that we have in the game and the real track record of everyone listening. Interested, the real track record is 1:43.009. So a minute 43 seconds, .009.
which is Charles Leclerc,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Charles Leclerc, yep, in the Ferrari
Let me
in
guess the year.
2019. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You can guess it. Pretend you didn't hear me.
2019.
Close. Yes, 2019.
I'm good at this sort of trivia.
So even with slow cars on the game, we were like what three full seconds quicker. I'm not sure though. I can't confirm whether this was a qualifying lap or race, but I assume this is qualifying.
No. The lap record is a race trim lap record. The pole
Okay.
time, like the fastest pole time, goes down as an individual record.
Ah, okay. See, I'm learning.
Completely individual records.
I'm
So
learning. So yeah. So no need to compare. Teddy Hanke has something to say about Physics thing with a 1:46.
yes,
So track evolution, or he just had it in him all along.
Teddy is solid over one lap. So just to go back to previous comments, Cammy is finally allowed, like, confirmed that it's going to be grey all through the quality and race. So congratulations, guys. If you crash, it's your own fault. Um, and then Blue has said hi. He's checked in from tier 1. Hey Blue, hope you're enjoying it up there with the aliens.
Who
Two,
was your fellow LP teammate?
yeah.
And I'm not going to introduce you, please. Focus
And
for tier one, but I
and
as well.
and 3, Cammy again saying, and they voted for me, shows shows a waste of a vote. Yeah, voting for Cammy for prospective driver champion would be like voting the Green Party in any general election. It's just a spoiled ballot paper.
Oh wow.
Blue said it's not funny, got knocked out of Q2 with a 40.6. And Teddy Hankey's just done that here.
Oh wow. Okay. So T1 is clearly vicious right now with your times.
Yeah, he
Teddy
actually
Hank is
said,
leading
please send
Q2.
help.
Teddy Hank is leading Q2 in tier two with a 1:46, which wasn't enough to get to T1. Okay, so yeah, T1 is looking pretty vicious.
Yeah, honestly, I look at that grid this season and I just go, that's stacked. There is nobody in there where I would go, I've got the beating of them over race pace, or I've got the beating of them over one lap. Like, there is nobody. Like, I'd look at it and I'd just go, I could get within 2 tenths of you over one lap and try and not get lapped during the race, but there's no way I'm getting near any of you on any given track. Same with tier 2. In fact, all of the tiers this season. I think this season's calendar is the most competitive, like the strongest calendar we've ever put together, with a mixture of tracks that we've either done very few times or
Is is
complete.
that because of merit, or is that because that's what you're supposed to say every year?
No. So like
You know,
with
artists say that their newest album is their best album yet.
no. So like we've brought back driver favorite, like admin favorites with like Hungary for myself. Um, a few of the admins love Austria, some love France, and then we've chucked in a couple of like wild cards. So we chucked in Baku again. Obviously
Oh,
last
so
season
Lars is bringing it.
obviously
Let's see what
it
he can
didn't
do.
go as planned last season, but that was because the first time we'd done a street track as tight as Baku. Um, Hopefully they've learnt the lessons from last season, and we have more than 5 cars finishing here too. And hopefully, when we get to Singapore later on in the season, the grids have settled down a little bit. People are starting to the respective battles in the championship, so they know who they're. In all fairness, they know who they're racing in their respective championships. They're not all trying to jump straight from like P20 to P1 in the championship early doors.
Exactly. And Matey Boy is gonna bring it home. Surely will he get out? Nah,
Nope,
nope.
P11.
That's not good enough. Next person to kind of hope for the best
Cammy,
right now
who
is
is currently
Cammy,
almost 3 times down through
who's in the
the
fastest
first
section.
sector.
Yep.
So, as I said, Cammy being a little bit like the Green Party and spoiled ballot, kind of living up to that at the moment. If you understand
Definitely
UK
is.
politics, anybody, you will understand that reference. If not, then just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Um,
He's over by 44. I don't think he's gonna get 7/10 of a second on this straight,
unless he just had a
unless he has a rocket ship.
or just a terrible final sector last time out.
Yeah, sector two was he definitely lost all that 3 times that he gained. He
All
was
right.
working his butt.
So do you know last week when I was on about the yellow dots on the rear wings?
Uh-huh.
Captain Hindsight has just actually brought it to my attention that they run them in real life to monitor flex. That's why they're on the game.
Oh, I wish the game would pay more attention to some other things to be realistic.
I mean,
But
it's an
thanks for
interesting
that
little...
insight, Captain Hindsight.
Yeah. I mean, living up to your name there, mate. But, yeah. Um, that's actually quite interesting if you think about it. The fact that they've incorporated something so trivial to us into it.
Yep.
And the thing
You know,
is,
like
it's only on select teams.
giving us the option to have blue shoes versus red shoes, blue
Yeah.
hats
Oh,
and
oh yeah, you can have this
pouches.
sofa or this floor, and you just look at it and you go, well, or you can have this supercar in your garage, and you just go, well, no, I don't want any of this.
You know, all they're doing is really giving us adults PTSD when we think about real life when you actually have to buy these things in real life, and
Me
then
looking at moving at the moment
when you
and
get to
just
the
going,
cars, it's like
no.
my garage can't afford these things.
Yeah.
I just come to
So
race.
Teddy Henke setting the pace, followed by Kiani and Harry. Harry being over half a second down. Ooh, that's a big gap. Nerf Pack rounding out the top 14, 1.6 seconds down. Cammy, our favourite American, Scott. Ironically, Scott finishing just above him.
The loser Rhinoceros, Matey Boy, Scotty, Cammy, and Nerf back down in the bottom five of the top 15, with only the top 10 going through to Q3. So, who will get the honor
Yeah.
of pole at
So Captain
Azerbaijan?
Hindsight has said if he was living up to his name, he would not have gone out in Q1 with 9 laps of fuel in the car.
Ooh.
We've all done it.
I'm no expert, but I will say having 9 laps of fuel in the car doesn't help you get out of Q1.
I think the worst one I did was Austria in season 4. Do you know when you load your setup, if you've saved it when you're doing, like
When
you've
you're
made
gonna
adjustments
race.
during a practice session and you've saved it with
Yep.
race fuel, and
Happened to
then
me like
and
30
then you just
something
go
laps.
and then you go out straight away in quali and you've got like 38 laps of fuel in the car
Yep.
and
It's
you set
happened.
like a 1 minute 9 in quali, you go, this isn't right.
It's
And
happened to me for sure. Luckily for me, it was a wet race, so it's the worst situation to be in. CDR Ninja first out the picks.
he has been so far this quali, like throughout quali. I think he's just won in clear air because it's less chance of a mistake if you're trying to navigate cars.
Ah,
Well, if you're not trying to navigate cars, then you're less likely to crash.
what is the? I mean, I haven't really gone much practice to gauge the slipstream. Is it high here in the game?
Pardon?
The slipstream down the back straight, is it very effective?
It's overpowered, like the start finish straight here. If you have your DRS and ERS on simultaneously, because of where the DRS detection zone is, you can open your ERS and have it on for 200 yards before DRS becomes active, and you're gonna end up with like an extra between 5 and 6 miles an hour over the car
Oh
that
wow,
you're overtaking.
yeah, that's definitely overpowered.
So, like, you can
And
start the DRS straight, half a second back, and by the time you reach the braking zone, your attempt's clear.
wow, okay, that is overpowered. So
But it
you're
all
on board
depends
with
on the wings
Ninja.
that you're running. All depends on the wings. Because,
Yeah, true, because you can do low and benefit on the long back straight, or low higher and get some time through
I was
the
just about to say,
yeah
this is
through
where
through
people's driving
22.
styles come into their setups. Um, because some people can control a sliding car, other people prefer it to be planted and lose that top end speed, but no, they'll make it back through the tight, twisty corners, especially
Yeah,
the castle, that
trust
Baku.
me, the castle is tricky. Is you're going to lose a lot of time if you don't push it.
Yes.
But if you push it, you're definitely
So if
raising
you are on
fast
board with
faster.
Baby Dan now, you
Yeah,
will realise that he doesn't ever hit full accelerator through the castle.
yeah, I've noticed it back off.
Me, on the other hand, foot straight to the floor, but as I'm doing it, I'm also getting ready to change down for the next corner.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, even in terms of the different setups that you go with, changes the driving style. I remember using a higher downforce setup, or higher downforce incentive for Baku, like I think it was a 13.8, and I would going through the castle section, I would kind of like trail brake almost very slightly, but then with the 8.3. I didn't have enough downforce for the trail braking to really be a huge factor. So I actually removed my foot completely off of the brake and the gas so that all of the grip goes to steering the car. So
Yeah.
all these little things you have to change
So,
to the
yeah,
setups to the car.
I'm terrible for, as I hit the brakes, I'm still kind of got like half a toe on the accelerator,
Hmm.
or vice versa. As I'm coming off of the brakes and onto the accelerator, like mid corner, I'm still like having a little dab of brake to like rotate the car.
Hmm.
I don't know why I do it. It's just how I got used to driving, like just racing on the wheel when I first got it, and it's still a habit I've got to this day. As Kiani's
Wow.
just gone 8 tenths quicker.
Yep. A 142, which is 5 times quicker than his P1 lap. No, 4 times, which was a 146.
Which is
That's what
exactly what I was
Giovanni.
saying, that they've got between between like 2 tenths and half a second.
So yes,
Cammy has
Heavy
just
Hanky just
said,
backed out.
yeah. Cammy has just said, to every depressing quali session, there's an upside, and that upside is my pizza just arrived, but I can eat it.
All right, well, just out of curiosity, Cammy, you can let us know if you are a pineapple on pizza man, or you don't think pineapple should ever be on pizza.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, let us know what pizza you ordered because I will judge it. He's
We will
Scottish, so it's
critique
probably
it
going to be
like we
like
critique.
haggis and like roast vegetables, isn't it?
He says hell no to pineapple. So all the pizza on pineapple on pizza crew, you know who to hate right now. Cammy
I
doesn't
personally
like it.
like pineapple on pizza.
I personally, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel for pineapple on pizza. Other times I like it classic, just a margarita pizza, cheese,
yeah. I
and
also had pizza for my for this evening, but I had a meat piece pizza with stuffed crust with like stuffed cheese and pepperoni crust.
yeah. For those listening, just consider
Captain
this as a
Hindsight said
non-prep.
pineapple on pizza is a 10-second penalty.
Go on liars. Okay, Fizz Kiani
Oh my
142,
god, it's
Lars at
just
146. Yeah.
I think we got
Weatherman
too
Harry on
distracted
your
by
lap.
pizza.
Definitely.
I'm trying to find anybody that's actually on a lap. I think everybody's in the pits except for Harry who's on an out lap.
Yeah, Harry's on our lap, and I think Lars is possibly on his lap. I don't know. Because he stuck up there with it in P2 with a 146.
The thing is, if Lars has got another set of tyres, then this is the point in the quali session where it is vital that he gets in and gets them strapped on.
Yeah, because I mean, in Baku, the wear is so high that you really want to get it in the first run on a set of tires, and
It's what
the wear isn't high because the track is like it's not like super fast corners or anything.
it's
It's
just
just
heavy
long.
traction zones.
Yeah, and it's long.
Yeah, it's very similar to like Spa in that regards. That it's a long lap. I actually think that Baku, Spa, and Bahrain are the three longest laps on the F1 calendar.
Oh, Bahrain, I would never thought Bahrain. Okay,
It's 1 minute 30 plus in race trim.
but when you're saying longest, you're
In
referring
lap
to
time.
in terms of time. Okay, lap time. Right. Yes, fine, and Baku for sure is definitely pulling the crown for the longest as well.
Abu Dhabi used to be up there before they updated the layout, of which I think they've absolutely destroyed the layout, if I'm being honest. As Harry nudges a barrier through the first sector,
Looks like he sounds like he backed out,
but
but
he has
you can never
purpled the
know for
first sector.
sure. You can never know for sure with these the sounds of these gears and the steering. That's never been sorted out.
Yeah,
Let's
like
see
we
what the
also got
second
back to
time is.
Bahrain this season. So
Oh,
last week, when just after the driving stroll was done, I was trying to get used to the sound of the Alfa Romeo. So I was literally just going and doing TT at every single track, just getting used to the sound of it at different like RPMs, due to like different braking zones and stuff like that. Before I
yeah.
tried my luck at Austria, and I rediscovered my love for Bahrain, and I think I sat on Bahrain for like 3 hours last Saturday instead of doing Austria.
Wow. Yeah,
But
Bahrain
yeah,
is a really fun track.
yeah,
You see how Cammy finally disclosing his future. There's Ham in the building because he was in the race when he got separate. And Captain Hayter is also saying that China is up there for one of the longest tracks in the F1 calendar.
yes.
I'm not too familiar with China, but it definitely is long
China's a
for sure.
135.
Oh yeah,
130. It's a long lap, China, but
that's
most of
long
that
for
is
sure.
due to its awkward first sector.
Yeah, but I find that like Baku feels super long because when you really think about it, like the time it takes to get that sector one time to come up in Baku, you would probably do the sector two already in Austria.
But yeah, actually, by the time Ross eats a barrier coming into the beginning of the castle.
And crashes. Weatherman Harry. So he's
Harry's
gonna have to
oh
get a new wing.
yep, and he's not got enough time and quality to do that. Ginge is on his outlap, but he's also got Bab ahead of him. Ninja is on an outlap, just coming down to the corner where Harry crashed, which again is it's an awkward corner. If you hit it in the wrong gear, the rears are just spinning up and there's no grip.
We have Teddy Hanke who is up 7 tenths. So this is looking
40,
pretty 8 tenths actually.
yeah, so in and around Kiani.
Yep. But
As
of course, we don't know what Kiani has up his sleeve, but he said in the pits,
Kiani's in
so
the
he's
pits.
gonna make it out. I don't think he will. He can't actually. So
He's
Teddy
just
Hanke
hoping
is
that
looking pretty good right now. Let's see that pole position, and he does
41-1.
141.
Well, 40.1, yeah, not 41-1.
What a lap! So who
Yeah,
else is going to?
Kiani has just said that Teddy Henke was flying. Yeah. Lars is just about to cross the line for the slowest outlap known to man. Nope, that apparently wasn't an outlap. That was a 40.6. So he must have fueled up for 2 runs.
No, that must have been a lap. Because his ERS is at 70 right now.
Yeah.
No way he did a hot lap and have 70
Yeah.
in the start.
Fab is 6 seconds down on his lap. Paranoid is just on a 41-1.
Right, that's it for Lars.
So Ninja is actually currently up on his lap time as he comes towards the end of sector 2.
Let's
Ninja
see
having
top
a
by
great quality performance today, in
bench.
fairness to him. Up half a second. So even Ninja's looking at sneaking into the mid 40s. So Lars might not even be safe with Ninja.
Yeah, it looks like it right now. Teddy Hanky, he's got it in the bag. Who can between Teddy Hanky? Paranoid is three times up.
I don't
He's
think
gonna
anyone's
need
got it in the
a
bag
lot
to beat
more.
that. Oh, Ninja getting a little bit
In the
too
next,
close to the wall there, but does find half a second just not enough. But
yeah, Lars is up by six times, so he definitely can't get it. Teddy Hanky, is he going again? Nope, he's going in the pits. He's calling it quits because he's P1 right now. Paranoid is up three times in the first sector. Well, yeah, so let's see when he gets to the second sector what his time is at as it comes down to
half a
he's
second
five times up.
through sector 2, so
Ooh,
that's 8 tenths already.
he's gonna need
Another 2 tenths through the final sector.
yeah,
But
this is gonna be very difficult to get
this
that
the
on
run
or
through these
almost rapid
S's is
straight.
actually vital to get a good launch along the straight. Because yeah, you may reach your terminal, like your top speed, but like there we go, 40.4.
144. So that gives pull to Mr. Teddy Hanky from Aston Martin with a 141. One lap on those soft tires is enough to raise him all the way to the top. Best of everybody. All 20 drivers in qualifying.
Cammy just said, can I bring it back to the fact that he said we put haggis on pizza? That is an offensive stereotype. We'll never do that. It would ruin the taste of the iron brew.
Please do educate me. I've heard about haggis, but I have no idea what haggis is.
From what I can recall, it's just sheep's intestines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Scots are weird, but they do make good food occasionally. So going back to the actual qualifying, um, Teddy Henke taking pole, followed by Kiani, Paranoid, and Laz. Then we have Bab and Ginge, and then Ninja and Ross, and then Harry rounding out the top 10. Less than a second separating Teddy and Ninja, which Ninja stepping up from tier 3 and being less than a second behind Teddy Henke just in his second race in tier 2. Phenomenal performance. Um, and then Ross and Harry being 1.6 and 1.7 off respectively. Just unable to hook it up when the time matters. So it happens to the best of us, lads, and at least you've got 26 laps to rectify it.
Yep, it's exactly that. And those 26 laps are the ones that are important. Those are the ones that count. It's not a sprint race weekend or a sprint qualifying weekend, so there's
I
no
was
points
just
for
about to say there's
qualifying.
no points for quality unless it's a sprint weekend.
So the guy that's in P20 right now could get maximum points because there are no points for qualifying. So it's all there to be gained or lost in the race. Teddy Hanke could lose 20 positions.
Yeah, for all we know is he could run deep at turn 1,
Yeah,
pull a Hamilton, and end up slap bang at the back, and then just try and overdrive to re-catch up and end up causing the first safety car of the race. We don't know.
exactly.
But I'm excited to find out. Damien's excited to find out. Anybody that's actually watching along at home that isn't a driver,
Yep, and
probably excited to find out.
our three fans are excited to find out.
Yeah, nobody actually watches the
Seven.
commentary for me. They don't enjoy me. They just watch it because they feel obliged
Oh, the views don't discriminate.
to.
It's seven views, not four views of those who want to be here and three who don't.
Yeah, so let's take a look at who is on what tyre to start the race, shall we? Teddy on the medium, Kiani on the hard, Paranoid on the medium, Lars and Bab on the hard, Ginge, Ninja and Ross, and Harry on the medium, Ronan starting on the soft. Ronan did this last season. Ronan counted on
Did
an
he do
early
well?
safety car.
Did he do well last season?
I think he ended up finishing P4 out of the 5 cars that finished. And unfortunately that race was one where we had to make a decision as an admin team and half points were awarded instead of full race points due to the
Oh
lack of finishes.
yes, that is the race that has the dubious honor of being
The
the
only
most
CDR race that
controversial
has
the
ever,
most controversial CDR race.
yes, and we decided to do it again this season.
Yes, I do recall that that echoed down the hallways of both T1 and T3 as well.
Yes.
Uh,
So
but you
yeah,
know, admin, they have tough decisions to make.
every single week without fail.
And you know they can't please everyone. I've been on the end of not being pleased, but you know you just accept that.
Yeah.
Doing it in the best interest
So
of
moving
you know.
back on with the tyres, we have Matey and Scotty on the medium, Cammy on the hard, Nerf Pack on the medium, Gexy starting on the soft. So he was rapid last week at Austria. Just unfortunate this week in quali, just couldn't hook it up. It's Baku. Honestly, if you don't race Baku very often, which a lot of places don't, it's one of those. Captain Hindsight, is he foreshadowing early safety cars and going deep on those set of hards? Saki had to leave because his power's been cut. Ashak
Oh, wow.
starting on the hards, Wicken on the medium. I don't think Wicken's here. No, Wicken is not here. Wicken's power also went out. And then Luckman starting in P20 on the set of mediums. So Luckman is already net P18 without even getting off the line.
Yep, that's a good position to be in this for, and you have Teddy
But
Hanky pulling
my
up
only
to the
concern is the
start.
ghosted cars causing chaos into turn 1 and 2. And maybe even the
Yeah,
castle in the opening set, like in the opening laps. Do you know, before there's any field spread as Ross gets disqualified.
yeah. Well, let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
That they get off. Maybe boy also disqualified
Lars
as
just got
well.
disqualified. Right, this is actually something that I will discuss with you in a minute, once the lights have gone out. So, everybody's formed up. 4 lights, 5, and they're out. Not a particularly like fast start from anybody. It just kind of lingered a little bit. But it does seem like everybody got away relatively cleanly. As I say that, there's a yellow flag in sector 1. So, who was the one that got caught up in that? But as I was going to say about the start, at certain tracks, would it actually be beneficial to start slightly further back in your grid slot? So then that's a Ferrari that's round. Is that Scott? No, that's Saki. No, it's not Saki. That is...
Teddy was into the wall. I think he might have wing damage.
Yeah, that was Scott that was in a barrier.
Yeah, Teddy Hanky definitely has wing damage. So that's his P1 down to P7 already, and it's probably going to get worse by the time the lap is over.
Yeah, especially if he cuts corners like that.
Yeah.
Especially this castle section, like the only like single bit of track that infuriates me anywhere globally on the F1 gate is Mexico Stadium sector. Do you know that little tight left-hand hairpin that it's got that's more than like 110 degrees? Oh, as that's Ross gone up the inside of Teddy at turn 15.
Paranoid is gone. He's 1.8 seconds ahead.
Ross is on a mission at the moment. Ross has just sent 2 great moves on 2 very clean, like very quick drivers in as many corners, and that is Teddy into the pits.
Yep, and as we said, if you're in Baku, there are walls everywhere. You know, one is not a guarantee.
Yep.
You can do amazing in qualifying, but in the race, you really gotta hold it together. You really gotta,
Yeah.
really gotta respect the fact that the walls all around. Yeah.
Which is exactly what I was saying earlier on in qualifying, that it seems very straightforward, but it's one of those tracks that demands respect from you. Like, you can get as close to them as you want, but start driving outside your limit a little bit
Yep,
And
and as we said, commentators curse He's P1 to P20 in the first two laps.
yeah, literally, as we said, that anything could happen. There's no points for qualifying.
Yep, Ninja definitely takes his thing through the captain section for sure.
The thing is, be as slow through there as you want. It's up to the guy behind you not to hit you. As
Yeah, that's for sure.
Harry's just robbed the wall. As I say that, he's just given Ninja a little tap into the back at turn 15 and put him into the barrier. Did Ninja pick up
Yeah,
wing damage?
definitely. Paranoid is
Yep.
really making these medium tires work. He's opened that gap to 2.8.
So that's Ninja all the way down into P19 now,
Okay.
with the need of a new front wing.
Is that a safety car?
No.
Oh,
Wait.
Is it virtual? I saw Paranoid.
Yeah, VSC.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I saw Paranoid back off quite heavily off the throttle on the back.
So, actually, Ninja might be able to get into the pit and replace that front wing with very minimal cost to time.
Yeah, we still have the ghost cars.
Yeah,
well.
once everybody gets past them and actually they
Bob,
start hitting the back of the
Bob
pack.
have issues? Or Bob is now 5.4 seconds behind Paranoid. Yes,
I think what he's done is just completely backed off.
I know he's closing it back up. Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy to get 3 seconds just like that. And he has a drive-through penalty.
That might be why he completely backed off.
That sucks. That can ruin your race. Right there.
Yes. So that pretty much promotes Ginge into P2. Obviously not going to ride on board with Ginge because he thinks I'm his bad luck omen, and every time I mention his name he crashes.
And
Harry's just spun.
We're back to racing speed, and there's the yellow flag again.
Yeah, that's because Harry's dropped it. Do you know that little left-hand kink as you come out the castle?
Might have damage. Hit the, I'm not sure what corner that is, but he definitely made some contact as well.
Front wing looks completely intact.
Yeah, it does.
What would be helpful is if we, as spectators, you got the little MFD, like the damage MFD, is what the drivers do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be good.
That would be brilliant to have.
So position changes. Who are the biggest winners and the biggest losers right now? We have Teddy Hankey and Faze Kiani sharing the title of the biggest losers, both having lost 16 positions. And in terms of the biggest winners thus far, we have Wiccan, who's moved from P19 to 12, gaining 7 positions.
But he is also not in the race
positions as well.
Because him and Saki are currently racing each other, and neither of them are in the race.
Okay, when will Babin pull the trigger and dive into the pits?
As Captain Hindsight's just picked up 5 seconds for speed in the pit lane. Again, awkward pit lane here at Baku. They added that little chicane into it, didn't they, to try and get you to slow down. But if you hit it right, there is zero need to slow down. You can just send it into it.
Yeah, I think the pit entry is one of the very few on the calendar where you actually have to brake, then get back on the throttle, then brake again. If you want to have the best, fastest pit entry.
As Harry's gone up the inside of Hindsight at turn 2, but Hindsight is coming straight back at him with far superior straight line speed.
Yeah, I mean, like, who says P19 and P20 doesn't matter? These guys are saying it matters. They're fighting.
It does, if you think about it, because how many times have drivers missed out on positions in the driver standings at the end of the season based off of their average finishing position, or like who got P19 one race and who got P20 the other?
Yeah, but do you ever think that there is a situation where fighting for P19 or P20 is more valuable than just working together to make up positions? The
If
more they fight, the more P18 is
oh,
getting away, so it makes
that
it
was
battle for
Ron and
P18.
Gexy coming together. That was super aggressive from both of them.
Whoa. Somebody looked at it, they bum there. Was that the Alpha? Was that Alpha Romeo?
No, that's the heart of Ronan. His nerf packs just slipped past. He's just let Ronan get on with him.
Ronan is coming back. No, he decided to cut
Ronan,
back in.
Ronan chose the right decision there, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
but saying that, a few seasons ago, I was down and out in Kota, and completely my own doing. I got a little bit overzealous on the accelerator and dropped it, and then had a couple of the coming together with drivers that the stewards dealt with appropriately at the time. So that's done and dusted. But I was down in P19 with 6 laps to go. Then all of a sudden, Registar of all people appeared. I had more penalties than he did. It was pointless racing him because I was finishing P18 in that race anyway. But we had a battle that lasted the rest of the race, trading positions left and right for the rest of the race. And it wasn't because we just wanted to hold each other up. Oh, Bab's been disqualified.
Yep. That's him now. You've got 3 laps to do that drive through penalty. Serve it. Yeah, we have Rhinoceros is diving into the pits. Does he have damage, or he's just
Ronan's softs will be dead.
Early? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
we
yellow
have,
flag will
Gatsy.
be due to Bab's disqualified car on the track.
Wow. So that's it for Bob. We have Getsy, who's the next person that started on the softs with his 5 laps. So his softs are probably going to start crying. Well, having started to cry already.
There's quite a lot of field spread already.
On his back there.
Yeah, Cammy actually having a great race so far, up 9 positions.
Yeah, definitely up 9 positions to P4.
Yeah. Started P13, unlucky for some. Not for others. Watch's lucky number be 13 now. Oh, Harry's retired. Harry's crashed.
Will that be a safety car?
No.
Will that yellow car pop up by the pit
No.
lane?
Is that a... Oh, that's a pit lane retirement.
Ah. Okay. We may have some explaining to do for that one.
Yep.
And popping up front a bit, Paranoid's gap know that Babin is gone, is up to about 6 seconds. So he's in a great position provided that there are no safety cars. Which is, one can only hope at a track like Baku, where safety cars can happen at any corner, really and truly.
Yeah.
Because they're all walls.
As dumb as that sounds, yeah.
Even the runoff areas here have walls. That's how guarded the city of Baku is.
Yes. Again, to actually go and watch it live would, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix would be fantastic. Then you, how do I put this without making myself sound so poor, even though I am.
But just be yourself, man.
Liberty Media are pricing regular F1 fans out of the sport with the prices of race weekend tickets.
I do agree with that, 100%.
Because there is no way that the average fan these days can afford, especially to European and American races, can afford to spend 1,200-1,300 quid per season to go to a specific race. That's without the cost of flights, that's without the cost of hotels, food, stuff like that over the course of one weekend, when you could take your family on a 2-week trip to Spain for the same money. There is no way
Yeah.
that most of our partners would go, yeah, that's fine, you go do that, and I'll take the kids to like Butlins. It
Yeah,
it just wouldn't
that is a
work.
valid point. And I do agree with that 100% because oftentimes when I see the pit lane walk and I see young children there, I say to myself, these are probably spoiled rich kids, which is not a problem to be there, but it would be nice if there was some organization that could allow for less fortunate F1 young fans to
Oh,
be able to meet the Lewis Hamilton
Teddy Henke has just retired.
in the pits.
Nope. As you come through the S's,
And Baku has spoken. As we said, they're one
it looks
wall
like he's
away from
dropped
a
it in the
retirement.
yeah, he's dropped it coming out the final S.
Now, what does Paranoid do? Because this is a safety car.
Gexy has
Um,
just actually benefited from this because he's just bolted on a set of mediums. So
and
he
will
is,
you get 19 laps? Well, let's say 18 laps for the safety car stuff, from a set of mediums.
including 3 laps under a
Sorry,
safety car,
hards.
and call it 15 racing laps.
Hmm.
As long as you don't put too much load in them, I would say no sweat.
Hmm.
And it depends on his driving style. Like I've not really. It sounds weird, but when you do commentary on a weekly basis, you'll start to do this. You'll start to inspect people's driving styles.
Yeah, let's see what Paranoid does.
Yeah,
Maybe the best bet is to pit right now.
like for example, watch Paranoid's
Yep,
driving
that's what he's
style. He
doing.
takes multiple like bites at the cherry to get it to go in, which to me signals that he's running a slightly lowered front end than ideally he would want.
Gingy's into the pits as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lars isn't. Lars
he
has kept
stayed
going
out.
on his hards.
Yeah, but I hear you only drive with the driving styles, for sure. Like how you noticed that, and then they definitely take the caution to the
Yeah,
fastest section. And maybe it's
but
paying off because he's still in the race.
yeah, again, much rather be cautious and make it to the end of the race
Yeah, it's
than
interesting that the fastest section has not taken any casualties yet, but we'll see if it will take out a person or two. We hope not, but it is the fastest section. It has a mind of its own. We'll see how that goes. So this is not be bad at all for Paranoid, or this is Jinju. They just lost one position each. So Fielder has track position, but he was on 8 lap old
hards.
hard tires. Yeah, so even if there's a safety car soon, he still wouldn't really gain a lot because he loses a lot more position set. He can't really back up. So I think this was probably
Which
uh, a
I think
bad
he's.
call
I
on
think
his
he's
part.
trying to capitalize on the fact that once the safety car's gone in, there's not going to be another one for like 5, 6 laps. Do you know enough for the field to start spreading again? So then he can dive in. For
Yeah, but
maybe
he
he's
would have to
hoping
pull. He would have to pull
20.
a
I think
15 to
it's.
20 second gap
I
for it to
think it's.
make sense.
Yeah, I think it's like under a safety car. I think Baku's a 17-second stop.
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes.
Um,
Uh,
I have no
pit,
notes on this. This is all just from memory.
yeah, pit stop loss 17 seconds.
And then an average stop in regular racing conditions will be anything between 24 and 27 because of how
Yeah, I don't
long the
think this one
actual
is
pit
that
lane.
high. I think this one is probably like a 20 to 22 second pit
Bearing in
loss
mind
in
the pit
normal
lane limiter
race
comes
pace.
off at the apex of turn one,
Exactly. So it's
um,
not that long
but
a
it's
pit
also a
exit.
heavy braking zone into turn one. So, and then you can't actually get properly on the accelerator until you're out of the pit lane entrance, and then you're back on the brakes for turn two.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like a huge long straight, for instance, where the cars that are out on track gain like a humongous amount of time on the cars coming over the pit lane. So I think
Which is one of the reasons
this,
why I think they added the chicane into the pit stop, just to add in a little bit extra time for the stop. It's like Paul Ricard. where you've got
Yeah,
that
but
weird little kink
so,
in it to then
so what do
hung
you think
back
is?
on yourself.
Yeah, what do you think is going through Fizz Lars' head right now in terms of his strategy for staying out? I'm trying to run it through my head to see what works, and I don't think anything works.
Right, so if you want the mind of Kieran perspective on this, I
Hmm.
think that he's hoping that he's going to get maybe another VSC in 3 to 4 laps, and then another safety car in 8 to 9, and then dive in for a set of softs. Fail that.
Yeah, but
Failing that,
mhm,
if there's a safety car, a VSC in the next 4 laps, he'll be in for a set of mediums.
which he
Failing,
will lose all the track position gains. More, probably he
he
will lose more than he gained.
yeah, but he will also be on the faster compound at the end of the race.
Yeah, but right now he's in the lead.
Yes,
um,
but if
yeah.
there's no VSC or safety cars, then he will be in and around lap 18, and it will be a set of mediums, and he will use them as a quali set every single lap.
Okay, well, we will see what happens. The start for him is going to be super important.
Again, as soon as he gets down, as soon as he gets between
Yep, safety cars in this lap.
as soon as he gets between turn two, as soon as he gets past turn two, well, turn three, that's it. There's no more overtaking opportunities for the rest of the lap, like as you would think on a regular like lap. Obviously, there will be an opportunistic move somewhere. Somebody will try something, but I think the most brazen thing I've ever done about through Azerbaijan, I have gone side by side through the castle section with somebody.
Ooh.
I don't know how we managed it, but neither of us picked up wing damage.
You see, what is he going to do? Yeah, you guys were lucky to not pick up wind damage.
Yeah, I
Or he's taking
completely
this to the lane.
100% trust in the person I went side by side through it with.
And he's gone.
Yep. So what? Oh yeah, that's a great safety car restart.
And he's gone already. For thanks to the grid. Will he maintain it through turn one? He goes pretty wide, so Farnod is on him already. And Farnod is going to go to the inside and decides not to. He steps back in.
Because
But
they've all read
Fizz Lars
Dan's
hits the wall.
safety briefing, which also new channel alert. Instead of putting out as an announcement each week, Dan has created the stewards announcement, like what's he actually called it?
Stewart
Stewards briefing.
Stewards briefing. Yeah. And Fizz Lars is
Um,
down to P4, so that didn't quite work out for him at
I'm just
all.
watching Gexy and Canny go side by side from Scotty's point of view, and Gexy went round the outside of turn 5.
Oh, that's brave. One might say stupid if it doesn't work out, but he's still in it, so we'll go with the brave.
Yeah, that's it. There's a difference between the difference between bravery and stupidity is whether or not it comes off. We've got
Yeah,
another safety yellow flag in sector 2, so
he's
that's
a
another
Haas, it
safety
looks
car.
like.
That's Kiani. Kiani's crashed at Castle.
Wow.
The next man round will be Lockman,
So,
so hopefully
uh,
Lockman gets there with enough time for us to see what
so
happens.
I do think that FaZe Lars is gonna pit now, but I don't think it works out that well for him, because he's probably gonna lose a lot of positions from the guys that pitted on the safety car now.
I
And
think
dropped way back.
I think Kiani had a I am stupid moment. I think he went straight on at the castle.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to have those with the walls just staring back at you.
Yes.
Close proximity. So no judgment based
No.
on piano
The
at
I
all.
am stupid moment, just for anybody watching that doesn't understand the reference, is from Charles Leclerc when he goes straight into the barrier
I am
at,
stupid.
at the castle. It's not me calling Kiani stupid. Um,
Yeah.
as
That's,
Lars dropped all the way down to
yep.
P14.
He's gonna drop all the way down. That's well, that's this King Lutman come in the pits.
Nope, Lockman's
Let's
just
see.
they're that far off the back of the grid.
Oh well. Will he get back up before? Let's see,
Yep,
this is gonna be pretty tight.
he's got it. He's out.
He has to get the safety car lane, so not quite yet. And
There we go.
yes, he has it. So that definitely did not work out in his like
Uh, 1 second, Tiani, if you don't mind asking, like, telling us what happened, as you just commented saying, "What is this?" Um, ghosted cars got in his way. I couldn't see his racing lane due to
I
the ghosted cars.
yeah, that's hard. Yeah, that definitely becomes a problem for sure.
Yeah, 100% a problem.
That was
Um,
actually one of the reasons. Well, not that specific thing, but because even with your racing lane, especially if you're racing with someone, it's hard to see where to break. So I started to kind of identify references on the track,
yeah,
um, so that I know, okay, well, it's around this area, even if I can't see the breaking points. And actually, I started to turn off the names. Like, so when I race and I don't have anyone's name on, because there were
it
times when
distracts
the
you.
names not only distracts me, there are times the names would fall perfectly where the meter boards would fall, and I wouldn't be able to see the meter boards. So
See,
yeah,
right,
especially at Baku.
I have the racing lane on for corners only. It's because I don't have the time to sit and learn the braking zone of every corner. Um, it probably would be easy enough to do it given I had a week of just purely hammering the game. And once you know them on one game, it's going to be the same for pretty much every game after that,
Yeah,
minus the
it's
the reg
I,
changes.
I I will admit it it takes a little bit of time, not as much time as you probably would think, because you get more efficient at learning the track. Um, so you start off slowly. When you first start, for me, when I first started, I was pushing it, but then I realized that I've done 5 laps of pushing it and running off the track, but I still have no reference of where to break.
Which
So
is,
then I started to work into it a bit more slowly. So if you work into it slowly, even if you break too early, then you have a reference.
yeah, so I use the racing lane purely for a reference point as to where I need to roughly position my car.
Hmm.
But with the way I brake, I'm able to brake significantly later than the average driver we have here. Not saying that
Hmm.
I send dive bombs on everybody. It's not that. It's just I know where I can get the car stopped from in comparison to other people.
What I what I will say in favor of the game, since I've turned off the racing line, I must say that I've had a bit more respect for the game, because prior to that, I never really noticed having to change the break-in point for a different setup. However, now that you have to be focused on a particular reference point as opposed to the break-in line that would move accordingly, you realize that, like for instance, if I have a higher downforce setup, then I know that I can actually brake later.
Yes,
Uh, so I might not have the speed going into the corner against someone else that has a lower downforce setup, but I can actually brake later and
and
then
carry
to the
more corner
apex.
speed.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly. And I never
um,
noticed that before turning off the racing
which
line. So
it's
puts
one
things
of
in perspective.
it's one of the things that, like, once I'm done with the race, I don't mind discussing my setup. Just pre-race, I kind of hold. I will do a couple of TT laps with my setup in its rough form, but it won't be my full race setup. So then people that go in and like steal my setup, they won't get the finished article. They'll get like a 70% completed
Ah,
version of it.
Farno is aggressively weaving.
Just warming those hards. He's not. He can go at the start finish line. He's maintaining a pace. So
Yeah, but
um,
Arnie's gone. And Jinji, good, really good reaction by Jinji to
yes,
keep it to under 2 tenths in the straight tenth.
yes, Ginge can smell the win here. And if I'm being honest, as much as I'd love to see Paranoid win again, I think Ginge is thoroughly deserving of a win at some point. He got one on his
Uh,
CDR debut at Imola and has just had the most horrid lot.
I must admit I didn't read the full terms and conditions of my commentating $1 million contract. Uh, but do I have to be partial or can I support my teammates?
You right? So
I mean, you
you
guys can have $100,000 of the contract back
you
for open
can
support.
you can give them credit where credit is due, but you can't
Okay,
be.
really good job in P2, Gingy. Think you can do it. But right now, whichever one of these guys win, I think I'll be extremely happy for them.
Yes,
To be honest.
and now we have our first track limit warning, the track limit penalty, which
Catch in
always
hindsight, you are congratulations to you.
you are
First,
today's winner.
yeah,
It always bemuses me on how people can get track limit
tracking limits
penalties.
at Baku.
The only one that I would say is possible is, the right-hander before the castle. That
Yes, for sure.
and then as you come up over the top, you've got the left-hander, and it begs you to take as much exit curve as you dare. That
Yeah,
is
for sure.
the only two places I can ever imagine picking up a warning around here, because everywhere
Paranoid
else
is
is just
not
concrete.
hanging around.
Nerf pack, what is Nerf pack? Like, who fed Nerf pack some superfood
Oh,
today?
nerve pack is how is this gonna go? Oh, what
That's
a move around the
beautiful.
outside.
As
What a
Kexi
move.
comes up the inside. That was
That's amazing
beautiful
driving
from
by
Nerf
nerve
pack.
pack. Talk
So
about confidence on the brakes. A great
just
traction
hung
over
it.
the corner.
Yeah,
Speed
just
through
hung.
the apex, right? Well, not the apex, but through taking the lost speed through the corner. That's great driving.
Yeah, just hung it round out. Oh, this is free wide. Oh, that is not a place I want to be free wide. Going through turn 5.
Oh yeah, these cars are bunch. This is you have a McLaren and a Alpine
No, that's a Williams. That is
Williams
Lars and Ninja.
and Ninja. Yeah.
Evening, by the way, Terriers. No, surprisingly, not a lot of DNFs. Only 3 of them bad, of unfortunately being disqualified. Well, actually, no, only 2 DNFs by the looks of it.
Okay,
As
we have.
Mechanicals just said, Nerf pack out here sending it. It was like, yeah.
Do you think that Gingy is managing his cars? I mean, maybe we give the drivers a lot more credit. I don't think in this situation many of us would be managing our cars.
No, so
Um,
I reckon that Paranoid being the car out in front has got clear air, he can pick his lines, he doesn't have to worry about a car just veering off round the corner, anything like that. So what he
yeah,
sees is where he can put his car.
yeah, but I think
Ginge,
Gingy is far back enough that he can do the same
yeah,
thing. But maybe
but
it's just a paranoid space.
he's just got that little speck ahead of him, hasn't he? That every time he goes to turn in, he's just catching it at the apex point.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, he might have just backed off a little bit in order to just reevaluate his attack for the next 10 laps. Because sometimes it's worth just sitting back and evaluating what's happening ahead of you and where you can and can't make up time. Like,
true,
he's
but
just pulled back almost half a second through sector 2 already.
true. Well, he needs to ensure that Rhinoceros does not start to gain time on him, and then he has to become from him.
That's Ninja.
So he
Ninja's
knows.
gone
Yeah, he's got
wrong the other way.
damage.
So Mechanicals crashed out of tier 1, so now he's decided to come and irritate us.
Yeah, but no, we can sit here and we can discuss everything. But I think this is the fun thing about it. We don't know what the guys think, and we can only assume, or we can suggest what they probably should do. But at the end of the day, we don't know if Paranoid is going to be P1 or Jude is going to be P1 or
So,
even Ninja. Who
so
knows?
by the looks of it, it looks like Ginge is running more downforce because he's clawing back those couple of tenths through the
Sector
slowest
1 and 2.
portions of the track. However, Paranoid is just taking off like a rocket along the straight. So whatever wing setup that Paranoid has got going on, it's working for him.
Yeah, it looks to me like Paranoid is actually managing the 2 second gap, because he had a lot more ERS than Jinji.
Yeah.
Jinji now has more ERS than Paranoid.
Oh,
You have a
Gexy's
Mercedes.
the wrong way round. He's in the runoff.
Yeah, he still has his wing intact, so like that's one less thing to have to worry about.
Yep.
Could always be worse. He's still on track and he has his wing intact.
Yeah. Obviously, anything can happen. He's still in with a shout of a point from here.
Yep. Brontosaurus, can he make it to the end? He probably has to pit, so he's probably really hoping for a safety car.
Yeah, so Ronan is one of these that recently he's become a little bit of a tire management expert, I would like to say.
This is who you're referring to?
Ronan.
Ronan, okay.
Because back in the last season, I think he did 28 laps on a set of mediums when they were only expected to do 19.
Yeah, but this is Baku.
I think this was, what did we have that was a long lap? I think it was Coulter.
Yeah, I think Coulter you can push it a little further because you can always manage how aggressive you go through the after the long right hander, but Baku's is going to demand traction if you want to be competitive.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have less grip than you think you have because, as we've been saying all night, the walls are waiting to welcome you with open arms.
So I've done a few practice laps today with my personal setup. I used it the last time we raced here. It felt great at the time underfoot. Because, you know, pedals felt underfoot. But now, now that I'm used to having to have adapted my driving style through going to manual and stuff like that, Ashik has DNF'd. Oh, and taken Lars with him.
Oh,
That's
wow.
in the castle, both of them gone.
Oh, wow. Will everybody make it through safely?
Yeah, they're ghosted. They're fine.
Well, the 3 cars now.
That was
Saki
just,
also got caught up.
Yeah, Saki's ghost just stopped. So
this is going to catch those off guard.
Yeah. So this would be the perfect point for Ronan to stop, in my opinion.
Wicken is caught up in it too.
Yeah, again, ghosted.
Okay, so what does Ronan do? Parnut is into the pit.
Yeah.
So is Jinji.
Yeah. Both gone for a set of stop, I presume. Well, can we just run it back for a second? Terry has just said, as long as Mechanical finishes above me, not hard to do, you can be happy. Terriers, what did I do to you? I have not done a single thing to you. Like, last week at Austria, I sat behind you and just let you run your race. And I even felt sorry for you when I witnessed your DNF. Like, it was possibly the most heartbreaking DNF I'd seen from somebody in recent times.
We need some explanation here.
Nerfpack's leading a race.
Paranoid.
No, can we take a moment to appreciate that Nerfpack is leading?
He's leading, but he's on 10-lap wall hard.
With 3 laps under the safety car, that means there's 4 laps to go after this.
Yeah, but it also means there are guys with faster cars right behind. I'm a bit more puzzled that Jinji's ahead of Paranoid.
Slow stop, maybe.
Yeah. So that was good job, Jinji.
It is. I've done it myself. I've gone into the pits behind somebody, nailed my pit stop, and because I've got, you know, when you have to like hold your clutch and drop your clutch before you can drive off.
Uh-huh.
Stupid addition to the game, in my opinion, because it's the only point of pit stop that you have to do manually. But I managed to drop my clutch and drive away before the car ahead of me that pitted ahead of me did. And it was in Brazil last season actually. I think I beat Nakey Boy out of the pits in Brazil, and we went in nose to tail.
Wow.
And I'd been sat on his gearbox for like 8 laps and I couldn't find a place to overtake him. So like as I overtook him in the pits, there was a little bit of I beat him out of the pits sort of thing to like teabag in the admin chat. And he's just like, what are you on about? I was like, I beat Matey Boy out of the pits. I overtook him in the pits. It was like,
yeah, his pit stops are really fine margins. The fastest lap is still held by a DNF Teddy Hanke with a 1:43.9. Closest person to him right now is Brontosaurus with a 1:44.5. It's possibly due to the fact that we've had quite a bit of safety cars, so no one probably was able to
burn enough fuel.
get a rhythm going again. Yeah.
But bearing in mind, we've now got Cammy on a fresh set of softs, Lockman on a fresh set of softs, Gexy on a fresh set of softs, Matey on a fresh set of softs, Captain Ginge on a fresh set of mediums, Paranoid on a fresh set of mediums, Ninja on 17 lap old hards up in P5.
Yeah, interesting that Paranoid or Ginge.
Oh wait, as I say that, Ninja's just dropped down to P. What? How has Paranoid jumped up into P4?
Was he down?
Yeah.
Down where?
I don't know. I don't want to open the race director because it's just going to freeze me out of it again. But, yeah.
Sheikah has left the session.
Yeah, he was part of the Lars incident, which is going to be...
Oh, right.
Apparently they were avoiding...
Paranoid drops it. Paranoid drops it. Paranoid drops it.
Hopefully that's not cost him a win.
Down. No, he's still good, but he's down to P11. He's warming his tires in the exit section. And dropped it. But looks...
And Ronan's just picked up 5 seconds.
Wow.
So what that will be is he overtook Paranoid as Paranoid spun.
Yeah, chances are he could probably get that removed.
Ronan, race directorate, report it. Chances are, I'm not going to say it will come off, but there is a chance it might.
Yeah,
so let's watch Nerf Perks. Safety car restart, shall we?
Yep.
I think that Nerf Pack, no offence to Nerf Pack, because across the league he is beloved, and seeing him progress to the stage of where he's a tier 3 driver reserving in tier 2, yes, he's leading the race out of luck due to strategy and things like that coming into it. He might pull an Archon here.
This restart is going to be tricky though, dangerous, because he has his ERS on already.
He's gone.
Yeah, his ERS
he's caught Captain Hindsight sleeping.
Yep.
As Cammy is overtaken the...
And GG has lost it. So
no!
GG has lost it. And someone has crashed. Is that Williams?
Yep, that was Ninja.
Oh. So no, Gingy's even worse off than Paranoid.
So at this rate we could see Hindsight or Nerf Pack actually win this race. Or even Ronan.
Ronan is probably in playing position.
Oh, as Getsy's not getting those softs fired up.
Yep, that's racing for you. You had Paranoid and GG in playing position, and now they're both pretty much out of winning contention right now. Not even a podium.
Yeah, like the three protagonists at the beginning of the race that we said would be in, like, could be in contention for winning. Neither of them are, neither of them are in contention for the race win as it stands with 5 laps to go.
Yeah, they were both moments. They weren't really high pressure moments. Cornelius was leaving the one retired maybe classification, and Gingy outbid himself a bit.
Oh,
And yeah,
Colin, just for the record, Nerf can't do that for the sake of his actual constructors. It will be, oh, Lockman and Cammy. Lockman Ninja has retired where the Ninja crash, final corner.
that's safety car. Doesn't look like it. That's good.
No, that's Jin's trying to get punchy with Matey and coming off worse. I know for certain that Matey Boy is an awkward person to overtake. That's not an insult to his driving. He's just has the habit of sticking his car in the exact place that you want to put yours.
Okay.
It's frustrating looking at his gearbox because you just look at him and go, ah.
We're looking at Nerf Fat leading T2 on 13 lap full hards.
Yeah. So Ronan is actually on the back of Nerf as we speak. Like, honestly, even if Ronan finishes P2 and Nerf Pack then gets demoted down to P2 because Ronan's had this 5 seconds taken off, if he does, Nerf Pack will go into Sunday brimming with confidence.
Yeah, definitely. That will do a whole lot of confidence. Based on last year's championship, he would have finished P16 and P3. But here he is, currently holding his own in P2. And this
Yeah, and actually gapping Ronan.
Confidence.
But DRS enabled. Ronan's older tyres are playing a part here. He just doesn't have the grip through the corners. Nerf Pack is...
You're referring to Ronan and Nerf Pack?
Yeah.
Ronan's tires are 10 laps younger than Nerf Pack tires.
Alright, okay. Then don't listen to me.
Yeah. And he used them. He's using them. But Nerf Pack is not giving up.
Nope.
Nerf Pack is not giving up.
Oh no. Of course he's not. But can we just say, what a drive from Ross too. Where has Ross actually come from in today's race? Like,
Ross has come from P8.
Yeah, like Ross is actually up there for...
So we have 2 Red Bulls. Let's see what will happen here. Will Nerf Pack jump over the way, or...
I was going to say, at this stage, I wouldn't hold Ross up, but I would let Ross get the slipstream and the DRS along the start-finish to try and get that launch towards Ronan.
Well, let's see if Nerf Pack is thinking that, or he's thinking...
Play the team game, because at the end of the day, it's not Nerf Pack's actual team that he's reserving for.
Is there really room for that level of logic during the race?
No, there is not.
But lots of things, there isn't. Nerf Pack is going for it.
Yeah, Nerf Pack is actually clawing that gap. What wins is Nerf Pack running? Like, Jesus Christ. See what I meant about you'll claw it about half a second plus.
Yep.
Paranoid's already back up to P5. Lockman fighting back. Scotty up into P4, up 8 places. This is a great race for a man that's just had surgery.
Wow, really good job.
But the thing is, he's got Ross and Nerf just ahead of him. So, actually, he's got Ronan not too far ahead. He's actually 1.8 behind Ronan.
I'm going to be honest with you, but lots of things, Paranoid could still get a podium. because
Yes.
the cars ahead of him are pretty bunched and they're fighting each other, including the two Red Bulls, losing each other a lot of times.
Yep. Here I think we're going to see the switch. Yep. Well played, Nerf Pack. He moved over at the most awkward time of the track.
Yeah, these guys are close.
Yeah. We've got to carry the same respect to Ronan for doing that. To Nerf Pack for doing that. To let Ross go. Ross currently 1.9 behind with what will be. Oh no!
Oh,
Nerf.
Paranoid goes into the back
Oh no,
of
that was Ross.
Scotty.
That was Ross.
Yeah,
Ross took
Paranoid
the.
also went into the back of Scotty, but I don't think
Yeah.
there's doesn't look like any damage.
Paranoid has more ERS, but Nerf Pack has no DRS.
Paranoid may get a double overtake here. Like it's
Yeah, I'm going to ride on board with Paranoid as we speak.
yep, he may get a double overtake.
Just watch his speedo climb.
Yeah, it's looking. He may have to back over this. Yeah. Okay.
Well
Ooh, this
defended
is
Nerf
tight.
Pack.
Oh, this is good driving by these guys.
Bravo, Nerf Pack. Yeah,
One of
he,
P2's getting away though, but I think Paranoid should get him here. Oh,
yeah.
is he going to get him?
No,
Nerf Pack,
because Nerf Pack's running the
his wings.
Yeah.
He's going to frustrate Paranoid. Because Paranoid is going to be faster through the bends.
Yeah,
But he can't pass him.
but next lap going into turn one, that I think.
You may get him here. Oh, that is
Beautiful.
Oh my, that is driving. That's beautiful.
He teed that one up, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you see these drivers are thinking drivers. That's what I like about these guys. 'Cause in my mind, I was like, why did Parnell take that corner from that way? But he was setting up that pass. That's great driving.
Beautiful.
Monosaurus is going away with it though. He's 2.8 seconds up the road from Ross. Right now, Paranoid will take a podium.
Honestly, I'm looking at the top three, and in my head, I'm going, all three of them deserve driver of the day. Nerf Pack, unfortunately, as a tier 3 driver reserving in tier 2, will not be nominated. Neither will Lockman, because it goes through the respective driver of that tier. So your drive isn't in vain because it's been remarkable. So you've actually been given praise on the stream. It's very rare. Take it. But between Ronan, Ross and Scotty, it's a tough one. Ronan up 9 places for the win, Scott up 9 for the podium, Ross up 6.
Every single person in the top 5 has their relics blinking. They are dusting that ERS trying to make up position.
Yeah. Final lap though, isn't it?
Yep, final lap.
And the next place to get a move done is to the dash to the line. You don't want to be You don't want to be Stroll, do you? When he got beaten to the line by Bottas. But
yeah, I think Rhinoceros is definitely gonna push away with this one. I'm wondering if he actually thinks he deserves this contact penalty and he's just trying to build the gap.
I hopefully, I think Ronan has been one of those that he's been building towards a race win for a while. Unfortunately for him, he's just had mishaps along the way.
Yeah, the closest we have right now is actually Paranoid and Scotty, so let's see if Paranoid gets him on the straight. I don't think we're going to have any other position changes unless anybody
as long as Scott can keep it steady through the final couple of corners and we don't see anybody crash.
Yeah, Paranoid's wings seem to be pretty high, so...
Yeah, but they get a better
he's
run.
Closing though. He's closing though, that closing speed.
He's not close enough though.
Oh, that was going to be close.
So that's a fantastic podium trio, in fairness. Nerf Pack rounded out the top 5. Ginge ended up in P6 where he started, so Matey Boy up to 7th, Luckman 8th. Gexy up to P9. Wiccan and Saki finishing P10 and 11 respectively, but neither of those will be like classified as finishers. So Cammy will progress into P10 and Hindsight into 11th.
Yeah, that was a pretty exciting race. Even with the multiple safety cars, just kind of mix things up. We have 13 finishers, which is really good for a race at Baku.
Scott P3. Ginge furious, absolutely raging. Ronan, race director, report it once the incident channel opens, and we'll take a look at it. Do not forget your race director. That is vital at this point for that penalty removal. So
super important. I see Teddy Hankey just left the session, so good of you to stick around and watch the race with the guys, Teddy. Good poll.
Scotty saying, yeah, Scotty saying from a spin at turn one, lap 1 to P3, last to third in 26 laps. I mean, that's a recovery drive and a half, especially around the streets of Baku.
And that's why the guys, the admin, stewards, and everyone has been, really pushing the person not to quit. You can get angry and decide to quit, but look at this. You got P3, and I think that's 18 points. So you could have gone from quitting for 0 points, Scotty, and yeah, we're on a source of seeing likewise.
Yeah. So that was. I'm very often left short for words, but at times brilliant racing. Baku obviously claiming a few victims, significantly less than last season. So congratulations, guys. To the podium sitters, well done. To those that actually finished, go grab yourself a beer, cool down, do whatever you need to do. But from us, that's it. Tier 3 will be same place at Baku, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. You have the regular duo of Claymore and Dan back on comms this week. We know on how much you like them too, so join in, give them some comments to interact with, keep them entertained, let them be themselves and be funny. But from me and Damien, that's it for tonight, and we'll be back same time, same place next week.